Hello everyone, and welcome to the 15th episode of our DualShockers Weebcast. I'm your host, Giuseppe Nelva, and this week we have a special guest, Nathan Mills, Senior PR and Marketing Executive, that's a long title, from Koei Tecmo Europe. Welcome to the Weebcast, Nate.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting to be on the show.
So, we'll circle back to Nathan very soon, but first of all, I gotta tell you what this is about. If you're tuning into our Weebcast for the first time, this is our weekly podcast in which we talk about Japanese games, anime, manga, and Japanese geek culture in general. Of course, we're a gaming site, so, the focus is going to be mostly on games. And today we have someone from Koei Tecmo about, so, of course, it's going to be mostly about Koei Tecmo.
Yes.
But we have a way to go before we get into our main topic. So let's take some time to get to know Nathan a little bit better. So Nathan, talk about a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself.
Sure. So I work at Koei Tecmo, as you nicely introduced earlier, as the PR guru, PR man, which is all exciting. I grew up loving Koei Tecmo games, especially Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors. So being here is like my dream job at the moment. I am a massive gamer, massive weeb. I love my anime and Japan culture. So this is awesome to be on the show with you, dude. It's really exciting.
So, Nate, let's get something out of the way.
Yes.
If you're okay with sharing. How old are you? Because, goodness, I mean, you're super young for your job.
I am. I was 24 last week. So just turned 24.
Happy birthday. So,
Thank you, man.
Guy, listen to me, guys. This guy is the senior PR and marketing executive at Koei Tecmo Europe, and he is 24. So, guys, if you want the job in the gaming industry, get started early, right?
Yeah, there's no point in waiting. Just start as early as you can if it's something you're passionate about.
The first time you told me your age, I was floored. We were actually in Japan, remember?
Yep.
And I was like, do you remember how my jaw dropped? Because you could be my son.
I didn't realize you didn't know. It's pretty funny watching your reaction for the first time.
Yeah, we're both pretty big guys, so I thought you were a little bit older. You were like 20.
Yeah, of course.
But goodness, 24 and you're a marketing executive, and I'm a poor gaming journalist, so I feel a little bit intimidated right now.
Paul, you're amazing. What are you on about? I love you guys.
Okay, so, well, since you told me that you're a big weeb and a big gamer, so tell me a little bit about what are your favorite games and what are your favorite anime and manga?
Oh, are we including Koei games? Or
you can include them. Yeah, we'll give you permission to include.
That's good.
To shill your own stuff.
So yeah, I really like Dynasty Warriors. That's been like a big kind of staple to my childhood. So Dynasty Warriors is up there in the list. I'm also a massive Legend of Zelda and Kingdom Hearts fans. They're probably my two other big favorite series in the games industry.
So you're excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 right now?
Dude, I'm so excited. It looks so cool.
Anything else?
And I'm trying to think. Well, there's one more. God of War. God of War's probably my other big favorite franchise, and I've been kind of playing God of War, the latest one, recently.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
It's amazing. I just love throwing the axe at enemies and calling it back.
That's so satisfying, right? But let's not talk about Western game too much because I'm kidding.
Bad
But, what about anime?
Anime. I'm a big weeb, so I have watched a lot of anime in my time. At the moment, I'm watching Attack on Titan and Hero Academia, which are my two top animes, I think.
Speaking of which, to give up a little bit of a detail about how much of a weeb you are, my readers actually know that someone got me dragged in Tokyo into a My Hero Academia themed cafe, but just by splicing his face against the window so much that the waitress actually came out and dragged us in. And we had the most girly drinks I ever had in my life. So are we ready to fess up who that someone was?
I feel like I should apologize for doing that, but at the same time, I have nothing to apologize for. It was worth every second.
Sorry, not sorry, right?
I'm not sorry.
Well, actually, that kiwi flavored drink I had, it was girly, but it was pretty good, actually.
It's weird. The girly drinks always taste better. I'm not sure.
I don't know why. They're also very colorful, right? Mine was super green, and yours was super pink.
I had the pinkest one there. It was amazing, but I wouldn't actually.
Sorry. It was funny because, My Hero Academia is a shonen anime, right?
Yes, yeah.
But there was only ladies inside. Like all the customers inside that bar. Looks like the anime is super popular in Japan among ladies. So that cafe was like, there was like these two guys here and a bunch of ladies over the tables, and we were feeling like a little bit out of place.
Yeah, I felt a bit out of place. I wanted my free coasters. I've still got them on my desk, actually. I'm sitting next to them now. But that was my pride and joy of the day.
That was a pretty awesome thing. That's fun. So yeah, let's talk, since we're talking about Japanese games and anime, let's talk about a little bit about what we played this week. So, or in the past, like few, what are you playing right now? Are you playing besides God of War something else?
Yes, I've actually been replaying Persona 5 this week.
Oh, wow. How many times you finished it?
This is my third time playing it now.
Wow. Are you doing like an optimized playthrough in which you can unlock everything this time around?
I did on my second one. This time I'm just playing it through again, just
for fun.
Just for the fun now. So I thought I'd play it again and see what I get this time around. I love Persona. Everything about it is... it's amazing. The soundtrack
I was so close to finishing it like completely the first time. Like I optimized so much, but I missed a little bit of Yosuke at the end.
Oh no!
I was like so bummed because at the end, like it accelerates a lot, right?
Yeah, it goes quite fast. It
skips a lot of days. So I thought it was comfortable when I played it. Because there was no guides or anything at the time, because it was it was a review, so it was like an advanced copy. But at the beginning, I was like, oh my god, I'm so comfortable, it's not going to be no problem. And then started skipping months, and I'm like, no, 3 times. That's a long time. Like that's a lot of hours, though.
Yeah, that's a lot of hours. That's a lot of hours hidden away in video games. But I do it a lot.
Anything else you're playing?
I've been playing a bit of Monster Hunter World. There's the new Final Fantasy quest that came out this week.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. Is it hard?
Yeah, so. We've had a few good attempts and a few bad attempts. Me and my little clan. So
if you're playing the Final Fantasy quest, it means you're super high level, because that has a lot of like as a high requirement for Hunter rank, right?
Yeah, I forgot what the Hunter rank was, but I put at least, I think, 250, 300 hours into Monster Hunter. It's
bad. Do you actually work at Koei Tecmo? I mean,
I don't know when I get the chance to do work, because I have a lot of games to play.
Can I have your job?
I mean, if you want to take it over and get more time for games, we can switch roles.
Alrighty. I don't think you want to do that. So, any other games?
No, that's it this week. What are you playing, though?
Oh, let's go into what I played, actually.
Yeah, I want to know what you're playing.
This week I played some Final Fantasy 14 because there was a new patch as well. So I actually haven't played Monster Hunter World's Final Fantasy 14 quest yet, because I'm not the required Hunter rank. I'm trying to grind there, but I haven't had that much time playing it, and I've actually restarted it a little bit on PC because I got a copy. So, but I think I'm going to revert back to the PS4 version because it's better optimized.
I've never played the PS4 version. I've only played PC, so it'd be interesting to see how the PS4 one plays.
Wait, you only played PC?
Yeah, I've only played it on PC. I know.
How the hell did you get to that rank that fast on PC?
I don't know. It's my hours are bad. I feel like I should have more of a life outside of gaming.
Okay, secrets of the gaming industry. How did this guy get such an advanced copy of Monster Hunter World on PC? I hate you so much.
Oh no, Final Fantasy, not Monster Hunter. No Monster Hunter.
Okay. I was getting like super weirded out.
No.
I was talking about the PC version of Monster Hunter World.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, wow. I know that, among gaming industry, sometimes people exchange advanced copies or not, but PC version I got my PC version like of Monster Hunter World like 3 days ago. So
no, not there yet.
Okay, so Final Fantasy 14 is the PC version. So you've been playing Monster Hunter World on PS4, I imagine.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And I've been like tempting to go into the PC version, but it's not very well optimized, and my PC is not a monster. So I'm just going back to the PS4 version because I have more of my levels there, and it's gonna take me like I kind of felt like it was a little behind. So I say, okay. let's like reset on PC since everyone is on even ground. But nah, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go back to the PS4 version. So I played some Final Fantasy 14 on PC. I never played it on PS4. And then I played some Mavlov again. Like I play Mavlov a lot, you know that, because I love it.
Yeah.
I actually been playing the Mavlov Alternative Chronicles, so there's the side stories. I don't think you know what the hell that is, but that's fine. You should.
We talked about it. We talked about it in Japan. I do need to try playing one. I did promise I would.
Try playing the first ones, or either on PS Vita or on PC. They're both available on PS Vita and PC. And then I play some Grand Blue Fantasy on mobile. And that's it for Japanese games, really.
Okay.
I played a interesting game that's not Japanese.
What one did you play?
I played Spider-Man on PS4.
You got a review?
And you got a review? And it was a preview event, of course.
Oh, it's amazing.
And I can't tell a word about that, sorry.
See, I played it at E3 when I was out there.
And did you like
it was amazing. I love that game so much.
Yeah, I can't comment.
Only I can say things because I played it publicly. You're all hidden away in secrets.
Yeah. I did not play the same demo. But
I imagine you played a better one.
Yeah, I can't say literally anything, but yeah. Let's say that my readers are gonna be reading about that soon.
I cannot wait to read that.
Let's talk about anime a little bit, since games are finished. Did you watch any anime recently?
Yes, I've watched the first 2 episodes of Attack on Titan season 3.
How is it? I haven't yet.
I love it. I've read the manga already, so I kind of knew what to expect already. But it's really nice seeing that kind of like animated now in like final form. It's really good. If you're a fan of Attack on Titan and you've maybe missed some of it, I'd definitely catch up. Give it a watch. It's really cool.
I actually missed the second half of the second series, so I'm waiting to catch up to get the time to finish that one and then get into the new one. What else?
My Hero Academia.
Of course.
One of my favorites.
How is the new series? I haven't watched it at all.
You haven't? You need to catch up because it's amazing. It's doing really well.
The full second series, so it's in my backlog again.
Oh man, you've got a lot of catching up. It's getting really cool because like they've had kind of this. It's on the second arc of the season now. So the first arc was really tense and exciting. I just want to see where this one goes now. I just can't wait another week to find out. It's annoying.
What else?
That is actually it at the moment for anime. I've been watching a lot more Western shows instead at the moment. Which is, I've betrayed my anime love.
Oh my god, you're terrible.
I know. What have I done? I'm traitoring the Japanese.
Okay. What about me? I've been watching. I haven't had much time this week. I watched another episode of Angol-Mua Genkoku Kasenki, which is Angol-Mua Chronicles of the Mongol Invasion, which is interesting because it's historical anime. I've been like singing praise in the show for the past 2 weeks, and it's basically set in the Mongol invasion of Japan, and it's basically the same setting of Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, okay, that's really cool.
Which is kind of incredible because there has never been a game based on the Tsushima invasion, and there has never been an anime based on the Tsushima invasion, and now at the same time, completely separately, they're doing a game in the West and an anime in Japan. So that's kind of crazy.
They've planned it really well.
What are the odds, right?
I might have to give that one a watch. I have not seen that one yet.
And then I've been watching another one that's called Kyoto Teramachi Senjo no Holmes, which is really nice. It's shoujo-ish. I don't know if it's a shoujo or a shonen, but it's like a mystery series based in Kyoto.
Okay.
Which is really interesting because, it's based in Kyoto, so most people talk in Kansai-ben, right? In Kansai dialect, which I really like to hear because it's very musical and all. But the protagonist is like a very, composed guy, so he talks a lot in Keigo, in formal Japanese. So there's this contrast between Keigo and Kansai-ben, which is really funny to hear. And it's a really nice series. Like it's a nice relaxed pace and a little bit of romance, a little bit of mystery. So I like it. Those are the only 2 I watched this week for now. I've actually been binging some Western comics instead of manga.
We've both been betraying Japanese
I've been
comics
binging
and
the Savage Sword of Conan. Like it's super old Conan, the Barbarian comic.
Nice.
I don't even know why, but I've just been binging it for a lot. But yeah, I just pulled up the boxes from my cellar and reading it in my spare time. So yeah, that's it for,
really
for
cool.
the anime and manga anime and video games that we're playing and watching this week. So we can get a little bit into the main event. So we have a marketing executive from Koei Tecmo here. So we're going to, first of all, let me put my hands in front of me and put a big disclaimer here. Nathan is not here to give news because obviously the news are gonna come through the usual channels with press releases and whatnot. But he is here to give us a little bit of a insider view on Koei Tecmo and how it is at working at a big Japanese corporation, albeit at the European office, right?
Yes.
So no news here. Don't expect it, because even if he lets something slip, he's gonna tell me at the end, and I'm gonna cut it.
My lips are sealed.
So how is it to work at Koei Tecmo?
Well, as I mentioned, I've kind of been a big Koei fan for a long time. So to me, this is my dream job. So it's really awesome. I really like it. I get to work on all my favorite game series and get to kind of go from like the concept of a game all the way up to final launch is, I can't put it into words. It's just a really unique experience, and getting to kind of shape that on the marketing end myself is really, really fun.
Yeah, I'm a little angry at you, by the way.
Angry at me? Why?
Yeah, how long have you known about Dead or Alive 6?
Ooh, I can't comment on anything.
For a long time, right? You've known for a lot longer than you have told me. And I was like telling you, I really hope that they make a new Dead or Alive. And you were like, yeah, I hope so too. I hate you so much. You could have given me a hint.
Dead or Alive was one of the hardest ones I had to keep secret because everyone wanted to know about Dead or Alive. And the amount of times I was like, have we revealed it yet? Nope, not yet.
Especially since the fact that like they were pretty much misunderstood from the fact that they were saying like that they were discontinuing support for the DLCs, right?
Yeah,
and
so that's kind of when it all kind of kicked off people asking.
Yeah, people thought that they were stopping the series altogether. And I was like, really? You really think they're going to stop publishing like one of the biggest money makers? Come on.
We wouldn't have stopped making Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive is we really like Dead or Alive, obviously, and we're going to keep supporting that. So six is the next step forward. It's really good fun. I've been able to play a lot of the build so far, and it's really nice. It's really smooth.
I haven't yet.
You will be though soon. We're going to be
I hope you are going to send me that mail about Gamescom because you're late.
You should have it. I sent it to you on Friday. Oh.
I don't. I'm gonna check later. Maybe.
We have to do that one offline. But I've got you.
I apologize because it's been like a busy weekend, and if I didn't miss it, you'll have to apologize.
I'll buy you a drink in Cologne.
Alrighty. So yeah, I really hope to play it really soon because I'm a massive Dead or Alive fan.
Yeah, I can't wait to show you.
Definitely. But so tell us a little bit about the build, like the game, your impressions. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's a really big step forward from Dead or Alive 5. So I played it for the first time with the E3 build, which we had for E3. And yeah, just the first 4 characters we had to show, it's just really smooth. It's now kind of designed so that newcomers can have a way of fighting without having to know like loads of deep combos. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really cool because players can actually now learn on the fly. So they can use this cool new button, which helps them perform stylish and kind of like over the top combos.
Yeah, but at the same time,
yes. So it's not a win button. That's definitely for sure. It's just a way to let new players can kind of perform combos.
Yeah, a veteran is going to run circles around you even with the new button, right?
Oh, believe me, I tried using the new button, and I was playing with Master, one of our professional players, and he beat me in seconds. Like, I relied on that button too heavily.
Yeah, because Dead or Alive is the kind of games in which, if you make a mistake, the opponent can really, destroy you in seconds.
Yes.
Which is one of the things I really like, because some fighting games tend to... I'm really bad at fighting games. Let me put my... that disclaimer, I'm really terrible. Which you will see in Cologne.
Don't worry, I'm as bad. So I look forward to seeing who will win out of us two.
I've been like humiliated by all sorts of developers, like that they were trying. Sometimes Japanese developers are like that. They try to be kind, right? They try when they play against you, they try to be nice and they try to let you win.
Yeah,
but they didn't manage to let me win.
Oh no!
Like I played against Arada-san Tekken from Tekken, and he was definitely tried to be nice to me, and he didn't manage. I didn't manage to win.
Oh no!
Last game's gone. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Arada-san. I'm really sorry about it. I'm terrible.
I hope you managed to beat me at Gamescom. That'll be interesting.
I really like fighting games, but I'm really terrible. So I play the story.
Yes, of course. The story is always good fun.
Yeah, but anyway, there are quite a few things that are coming up from Koei Tecmo. So I'm really, you guys just announced the new Atelier game, Nelke, which is like, how you pronounce it, Nelke?
Nelke, yeah, Nelke
Okay.
and the Legendary Alchemists.
Oh yeah, and that's a very peculiar one. It's a city builder.
It is, yes. So you play as Nelke, which is like she's part of the government and she wants to help people by building towns. And yeah, it's a very different gameplay experience compared to past Atelier games.
Which I love because I love city builders. I'm a massive SimCity and City Skylines fan. So I really want to see. I'm actually curious how deep they're gonna go with the city builder gameplay. Because
I can't reveal too much.
I know that you can.
I know. I wish I could say. It's all in my head.
You already played it?
Yeah, we have a build in the office I've been kind of mucking around with, getting a feel of. Other than I can't read Japanese, it's been hard to navigate that part. But.
Oh, yeah. Because, of course, not being able to read Japanese in a city builder is probably even worse than in a JRPG, right?
Yeah, I have to get the boss, which is fluent in Japanese and English, to come over and sit with me for like half an hour sessions every kind of week, just kind of let me play through the game.
Let's not say too much because we don't want to have to cut this part.
No, it's fine. That's all I'll say. That's
great. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward a lot to it. Like I'm really looking forward to it because I love the Atelier series, of course, because I always love the art, which is the big draw for me.
Yeah, it's lovely designs.
But the city builder part is super like intriguing for me because there hasn't been a city builder from Japan for a while too.
I can't think of one that has come from Japan in a while. Actually, it's been.
Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to see what they, especially how deep the gameplay is because there is this doubt that it's going to be like in addition to the roleplay part, but I actually have seen some stuff in the press releases from Japan, and they seem to be pretty deep. So I'm not asking you because
my lips are ready to be sealed.
Okay. So yeah. Anyway, how is it to work with Japanese, with Japanese people so much? Of course, it's a very different experience than working with like European and American people. So, how is it your relationship with your Japanese colleagues?
We get on really well. We're all best mates. We talk all the time outside of work. We play games together, and they're really hardworking. They're just really devoted to their job, and it's really nice to see them really passionate to kind of make these games come to life. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're just, I can't fault any of them. They're all so friendly. At first, I was a bit nervous to be working with them all because, there's the language barrier and the culture differences. But I think after you kind of break through that and you kind of just start, talking to each other, it very quickly fades away and you guys just get on really well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I know when you went to Tokyo Game Show last time, they actually brought you around and show you around a little bit. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was great fun. One of my colleagues, I'll shout him out, Masa, which is lovely over there. He took the day off work to show me around. We went to Akihabara together, which was awesome. And we went with you the next day, which I love even more.
You did the double Akihabara tour.
I divulged my Akihabara spending. That was really nice, though. And he let me stay at his, so I got to see what like a traditional Japanese place was like. Mm-hmm. We went for expensive sushi, which is always a win. Can't complain there.
Well, yeah, you had ramen with me instead, which is
the ramen was lovely.
Always a win, right?
I don't know where it was that we went, but I'm going back this year. I want to go to the same place.
It was in Akihabara. Oh, come on. I got to show you other places this year. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to go maybe with my colleagues. That way I can go somewhere new with you.
Yeah, I got to show you I'm going to tell you where that is. So, but it wasn't a very high-hand place. The thing with ramen is that you can't go wrong, really.
It's hard to ruin noodles, I find.
Yeah, definitely. There are so many places. Like I'm gonna show you some other places this year if we have some time. As usual, I'm going to be in Tokyo a lot. And how long are you gonna stay this year? You know already?
I'm not sure on TGS yet. We're still kind of finalizing our plans, but I am going for 2 weeks in November for a holiday. So I'm going to be traveling. If you're not
there for TGS, I'm going to be really, really sad.
I should be there for TGS. I'll leave it as should.
Let's hope so. Because we gotta do our yearly like Akihabara tour, right?
We do. We need an Akihabara tour, a ramen, and a beer. We need to have
because unfortunately I'm not going in November. After that, I'm going in December, so I'm gonna miss you.
When about in December? Because I'm kind of overlapping into December a little bit.
I actually don't know exactly when, but probably like around like the second week. Because I like seeing. Well, I'm going for work, of course.
It's always work.
Like it's never only pleasure, but it's always a pleasure anyway. But like in December, there is a few events toward the second and third week of December, and also it's nice to see Tokyo in under Christmas, right?
It'd be nice. I mean, when I was there in September for TGS, especially with you, it was very humid and very warm.
Oh, yeah. But November is already very much better. November is
I think it'd be nice.
Wintry.
Nice.
Tokyo is a pretty cool town in the winter, so bring heavy clothes.
I'm preparing. I need to bring at least 2 suitcases because I'm going to go to Akihabara on the way back.
Yeah. Actually, I last time I went to Tokyo, I went with 1 suitcase. And I had to buy a second there to bring the stuff there.
That's the mistake I nearly made, but I couldn't find a suitcase on the way back. It was like the day of my flight, and I couldn't find a spare suitcase.
I actually just ordered it on Amazon Japan. They deliver the day after at your hotel. They're very efficient. But this time, I actually got a smaller one than the one I have. So this time, I actually going to pack my stuff in the smaller one, then pack the smaller one in the bigger one.
That's what I planned. Great minds think alike.
I actually have to call the airline to ask them if it's going to be a problem to have like a 2-layer of suitcase.
Security might be a bit concerned.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask them and see if it's a problem. I don't think it is because, X-rays work that way. In any case, yeah, it's going to be fun. I can't wait for Tokyo Game Show. And you guys always have some interesting stuff at Tokyo Game Show. So, of course, I'm not going to ask you anything about what you're going to have because you're going to say no comment.
It's still in the works, is all I can tell you. But you'll know as soon as I know. I
know there is one thing that you like about Tokyo Game Show. At least I think there is one thing that you like. Because Koei Tecmo works a lot with external publishers, right? They work with Nintendo for their Muso games, Zelda and Fire Emblem, and now you work with Sony. They're doing the Nioh 2, right?
Yes.
Which you can't really do anything about in the West because it's Sony that takes care of the marketing in the West. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, so the first game we kind of worked on in part. So for the first few months of my career at Koei, I was working on Nioh. I did some press releases. It was
cool.
I
remember that because they announced it later that it was Sony.
Yeah, and then Sony took it over. And when we knew that 2 was on the cards, I wasn't sure if we'd be helping. But it's fully Sony now. So sadly, I don't get to see that much, which is really sad.
But in Japan, it's still Koei Tecmo, right?
Yes, it's still Koei Tecmo, so I do harass my colleagues.
Tokyo Game Show, it's your gig.
Yes, in Japan it is our game, so I'll be probably not doing any work and playing the build in the corner.
Yeah, that's good. I actually can't wait to play it if it's there. I don't know if it's going to be there because
I hope it's
early
there.
Days. Sorry?
I hope it's there. I need to ask the guys if Sony, have got any plans as well. So
yeah, because you don't know, right?
No, I know nothing about that one, sadly. So it's sad.
So there is nothing you can say because you don't know. So we don't need to cut this part.
Yeah, there's literally nothing I know about Nioh. It's really strange. It's all a mystery.
I'm actually really curious about it. They say some interesting thing, like the fact that you can actually create your character in this one.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah, because William's story is finished. It felt finished at the end of the first Nioh.
Yeah, it felt complete when I finished Nioh 1. So I was really kind of wondering how that story would fit in again when they announced the second one.
Well, I guess you'll do the marketing when and if they will announce the PC version after that.
Fingers crossed. My fingers will be crossed until I find out.
Yeah, is it sad for you to see your children taken away by another company?
It's weird. Like I was sad at first, but it's really nice. Obviously, Sony want to work and help us like kind of push and promote the game.
Of course,
and they've done an amazing job with it. So I can't complain.
I mean, Neo sold like 2 millions.
Yeah,
over 2 millions. And like every time there is like the financials, Koei Tecmo's financial data was mentioned that Neo is still selling. So, which I'm not surprised about because it's great.
Yeah, then we released the Steam version. Obviously, that just kept going. So it's.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is it going well? Of course, I'm not going to ask you numbers because.
Yes, it's going well. Them. It's going well. It's good.
That's great. That's great. I think it's a franchise that I really want to see expand. Like, I actually prefer it to the Soul franchise. Everyone says that it's copied from the Soul series, which a little bit it is. Let's not jump over the wall. We know that they certainly took inspiration, but I like it more. Like I like the stances. I like how stamina works better. I like the setting better, of course.
Yes,
the fact that there is a story. Like the Soul series is a problem for me because I play it, and there is nothing pushing me forward. Like when it gets frustrating, I don't have like a reward after I finally pass because the story is very thin. Make sense?
Yeah, no, I feel exactly the same way. I like games where there's a narrative pushing me forward. And Dark Souls, I could never really get into that gameplay. I really wanted to because all my friends were playing it and telling me how great it was. But Neo was the first game I played kind of like in the office, early builds. Mm-hmm. And there was a cutscene at the end. I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like there's a great setting. There's like a great story. I want to keep playing now. I want to go through the punishment of dying to find out what's going to happen.
That's the thing. It actually pushes you forward because you want to see how the story goes afterwards, right? It has a little bit of a reward for all the deaths that
all the 100 times
right?
I die.
Yeah, definitely. So I wanted to ask you another thing, and it's how is Koei Tecmo's office in Tokyo? I've never been there actually. I always ask you to let me have like a tour. So of course you've been there at the offices. I think it's in Yokohama, right?
Yeah, Yokohama offices we were at. It's like a maze to me. I mean, I've obviously the office we're in the European branch is significantly smaller. There's a lot less employees in Europe. But yeah, going to the Japanese office is like a maze because we kind of got taken to a room to have some meetings. Mm-hmm. And they were like, yeah, you can go have some lunch now. Like, feel free to leave and find your lunch. And I couldn't find my way out the building for like 5 minutes. I was like,
your lunch out of the building. Like they didn't bring you to the cafeteria or something.
There might have been a cafeteria,
but you haven't found it.
Because I was going to wait for them to come back, but I was like quite desperate to get a drink. I love Pocari Sweat. Was a great drink, so I was desperate to go find some.
Yeah, a interestingly named drink, by the way.
Very weird. I didn't want to like it, but after trying it, it's really nice.
It's good for when it's super hot, right? It restores your minerals and whatnot. And I actually drink it quite a lot when I'm in Japan. So what's your favorite Japanese soft drink? Is it Pocari Sweat?
It's either Pocari Sweat or Calpico,
yeah.
Which is lovely. It sounds like really weird saying it.
It's like Japanese soda, basically. It's very like low carbon, I think.
Yeah, it's almost flat. I'd say it's got a little bit of fizz to it.
Yeah, just a little bit. I actually like it quite a bit. Sometimes I use it as a replacement for mineral water, but like that's rare because I try to keep my sugar intake a little bit.
I do like to make sure I'm not drinking things too sugary because in America that was my problem. I was drinking a lot of sugary drinks by mistake and I didn't like it.
Yeah, but yeah, I like Pocari Sweat is interesting because the name turns you off, right?
I don't think any English person would naturally go buy Sweat from a shop.
Yeah, but when I tried it the first time, it was like 7 or 8 years ago. I was like, this actually tastes good. I surprised.
Yeah, my first sip, I was like, I'm going to buy it as a joke and just see what it tastes like.
Yeah, because it's sweat, right?
Yeah, I was like, it's going to be disgusting. It's probably just sweat in a bottle. And it was really nice.
Yeah, I actually found my favorite Japanese soft drink it's called Skull. I don't know if you've ever seen it because it's really rare. Like it's only in a few vendors and sometimes they don't even have it. Like it disappears for months and it comes back. It's a really fruity girly drink. Like the first time I drank it was kiwi flavored.
Oh, I love kiwi.
It was peach flavored. So it's like really strange, low fizz, and really refreshing. So it's great for those like super hot and murky Japanese end of summer. Because you know very well when you land in Tokyo in September, you're like coming from the air conditioning of the plane. Like there is like a wall of heat and humid that impacts on your face, right?
I was so surprised because last year when I met you in TGS, that was my first ever time in Japan, and I was so excited to be there. But just the heat, I was like, this must be just like a 1 day of a heat wave. It'll get better.
No.
Oh man, like wearing trousers and like a proper shirt inside the TGS event hall was the most painful day of wearing
Japanese
clothes.
people go around in a suit.
Yeah, I don't know how my colleagues did it. I mean, they must be used to it, I suppose, but I can't imagine it. Like, I couldn't do that all the time.
I wear suits. I love wearing suits at events and
yeah,
even just outside when I go out. I just like being dressed like that. But in Japan, I can't. I mean, unless it's winter. In winter, I do. But in September, which is not full summer, which is already a little better than July and August, because right now they were having a heat wave and they're over 40 degrees with 80% humidity, something like that. But I can't wear a suit in the summer. And I see these Japanese guys in suits in the summer, even at Tokyo Game Show. And Tokyo Game Show, Makuhari Messe, doesn't have a very good air conditioning.
No, not at all.
they have air conditioning, but it's too weak to do that wave of otaku to like.
Yeah, there's too many of us in the hall.
There is too many people around, and it simply can't hold it. So inside Tokyo Game Show is a great show, and it's my favorite of the year. I actually like it a lot more than E3. I like it a lot more than Gamescom.
Yeah,
but it's hot.
Yeah, I think
humid.
E3 had better air conditioning. I've gone to all of them now. I think E3 has the best air conditioning, but I don't know.
Gamescom doesn't have that much. That good air conditioning because you go in and out of the halls.
Oh yeah, the halls. It's a very big event, Gamescom. I was quite definitely surprised and impressed, but
yeah, I don't go much to the consumer part.
Yeah, of course.
Not because I don't like it, but because if you get out of the business part, you go into the main hall, and it's super crowded and super hot, and I'm wet when I come back in.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? Because you have to run around.
I'm not presentable anymore for my meetings.
Yeah, you have to dry yourself up a little bit before you come in.
Yeah, definitely. I make sure to bring some towels and stuff. No, I just don't go out because it's terrible. It's like, and Cologne is pretty hot because it has a river in the middle, so it's like hotish and wettish.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But yeah, anyway, Tokyo. It's my favorite, but it's hot, so that's a little bit. I don't know. Did you go back by train to your house?
Yeah, we used the subways the entire time from the airport and the rest of my trip.
So you didn't have your Koei Tecmo Brandon limousine?
I wish I did. We opted for transport by train because we kept going to different ramen bars and.
So tell our listeners, because some people don't believe me. How is the train back from Chiba to Tokyo after Tokyo Game Show?
It's packed, that's for sure. Like, oh my god, it's full up to the top. Like, getting on to that packed train is. I mean, I live in near London, and it's nowhere near as bad in London. Like,
and it's packed and it's super hot at that time and wet, and you see all these people out of Tokyo Game Show that are like sardines, right?
It's weird though because they all stand there like with no space between each other, and they just fall asleep standing up,
play their mobile games.
And I'm like, how? Like in London, we keep our distance from each other. We don't stand anywhere near each other.
Oh yeah, people
in Japan,
sleep in the train with no problems in Japan.
Yeah, if you did that in the UK, I don't think you'd make it off the train.
and have you ever been on a train on a Saturday or Friday night?
I was on one of the Friday nights, and they were quite.
Have you seen like the drunk?
Yeah. Thankfully, I didn't have much to drink myself, but yeah, you see all the drunks walking around and sleeping on the train.
The funny thing is, though, is that no matter how this seems to be a stereotype, but it's true. No matter how drunk a Japanese person is on the train and they're sleeping and whatnot, when they find when they get to their station, it's like they have a sixth sense. They immediately wake up and walk out.
It's so weird because maybe it's because Japan is so on time that they just know.
I don't know. It's like magic, and I see it every time. I've seen people literally spliced on the floor of the train, literally waking up instantly and walking out of the station.
I'm impressed. It's amazing.
I'm impressed.
It's a great skill.
Japan is interesting because you see this kind of stuff. So let's talk about Akihabara, since you've been there.
Oh, yeah.
What's your impression as someone that has been there 2 days, basically? Because you've been once with Masa and the day after with me. What was your favorite parts?
It was so cool. There's just nerd stuff everywhere. Like, if you love anime or you love gaming, it's heaven. It's almost like you've died and gone to heaven.
Well, let's not die just yet.
But yeah, just everywhere you go, there's something anime or gaming related. And I didn't quite believe it when I read it online, but it's just amazing. There's a shop full of like Monster Hunter and like Square Enix and, you know, all them figures. And I didn't quite believe that there'd be more than
Kotobuki, I believe, right? Because
yes,
that's the one that has Square Enix and Monster Hunter combination on the ground floor.
Yes, that is the one. And it was really cool just to see that. And I thought that would be it. I thought that was like, well, that's it. I've done Akihabara now. We can go.
So you're saving money for this year?
I have, yeah. I've saved up a lot of money for my holiday, so I can buy buy plenty of figures this time.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm gonna buy the hell out of stuff because I'm collecting a certain series of Mavlov Mecha action figures. Now I have 20 of them, but I want the complete collection because the funny thing is I went to interview the creator and I went to their office and and the creator was actually late which is strange for the Japanese because this guy loves to drive.
Yeah.
So he came by car at 1 p.m. on a weekday in Tokyo. So it was after an hour late.
Oh no.
and they left me in this meeting room that had like this whole collection of action figures of this mecha, all of it on a wall. And that was torture because I wanted to steal everything.
I say, did you sneak any into your suitcase at the end?
No, I did not. But I just like, one of the things I love to do, and you know, because we did it when we were together, I love to actually go around Akihabara and just search for stuff. Like,
yeah.
And that's what I did. But actually, there is one place that I gotta show you. If you come for Tokyo Game Show, you're gonna, instead of going to Akihabara, we can go to Akihabara if we want, but I'm gonna show you another place. This is Nakano. And it's like Akihabara, but it is more traditional. It's like a giant mall full of collector stuff. And even vintage stuff. There is in Akihabara you see almost always the same stuff. Like
yeah,
figures.
Course.
It's always the same figures in all the shops because they are all newer. There you have all the older stuff. There are a lot of Koei Tecmo stuff there too. Because most of the Koei Tecmo figures are old.
We are going and I'm buying all the Koei figures for the office. I'm going to bring them back.
And yeah, that's one place that I really want to show you because it's called Nakano Broadway. And it's like a very characteristic part. It's on the other side of Tokyo. Akihabara is more towards the east of Tokyo. Nakano Broadway is more towards the west of Tokyo. But yeah, I'm gonna show you. Or if you're not there for Tokyo Game Show, I'm gonna tell you how to get there. But it's definitely a great place, and it's one place that people don't know much about.
Oh,
so if you guys go to Tokyo, everyone goes to Akihabara, but spare an afternoon for Nakano Broadway. And it's not only it's great for the merchandise and the anime stuff and the manga stuff and the game stuff. By the way, Nakano Broadway is basically the home of Mandarake.
Okay.
So you know what it is, like they use the merchandise and anime and manga stuff. They have, I believe, 15 shops inside that mall. Each shop dedicated to a certain niche. Like there is a shop for the tokusatsu, there is a shop for the gaming stuff, there's a shop for retro gaming stuff, there's a shop for the art books, there's a shop for the manga, there is a shop for the anime. So there is a million of those. There's a shop for like super old vintage toys. So it's incredible.
Let's go now. Let's just fly over there now. We can go shopping.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. But if you're there for Tokyo Game Show and you have like a day off, I'm gonna show you around.
I will make sure I have a day spare for you.
That's awesome. So yeah, that's it. So Well, is there anything you want to say about Koei Tecmo that I didn't ask you?
Ooh.
I put you in the spot.
You put me on the spot now. I can't think. It's one of them things where, like, for me, it's just so normal working there. So I think all the things that like are exciting for the people, I don't quite clock onto.
There is one
anymore.
thing that I want to ask you about. It is
Okay, yeah.
A lot of my. It's not exactly about Koei Tecmo, but more about you and your work.
Okay.
There is a lot of people that, of course, want to get in the industry, and I talk to my listeners, how to get into the press side of things. So,
I see.
how do you get your job? I don't want it because I actually been asked by a couple of firms that if I wanted to move on the PR side of things, but I don't think I'll be able to like work on only 1 or 2 games. That's not my calling, I guess. But
yeah, I'm
sure a lot of people would like to do your job. So how do you get your job? How do you steal Nathan Mill's job?
Well, hopefully you won't steal my job with my advice, but so for me, I kind of knew from a young age I really wanted to do something in the games industry. So I went to university to study computer game design. Mm-hmm. So that kind of covered everything from making video games, from code to kind of animation and character modeling, all the way up to the marketing and PR. Mm-hmm. And and on the side of university, I was writing reviews for a website and making my own YouTube videos. I just was really passionate and wanting to do stuff in the industry. Uh-huh. So I think the best thing to take away was, if it's something you want to do, keep working hard and showing your passion for games. If it's public relations and marketing, maybe do reviews and kind of cover games to show that you know the recent trends, that you understand how games are made, and just go from there. After university, I got a job as a PR assistant. Mm-hmm. At an agency, so I wasn't really doing gaming particularly. I had Bandai Namco as one of my clients, but I was also on, beauty products, which I know nothing about beauty products. They're not mine. But you just get the basic skills from working at an agency, because they teach you, the very basics of work life and PR life. And then Koei, I had a position, and somehow I got in.
That's a somehow. It's always a somehow sometimes, right?
It's one of them weird things. I mean, throughout the interviews, I wasn't quite sure if I'd get the job, but I talked to my manager now, which hired me, and they knew early on that I was a good choice. So it's funny. It's funny how you don't know. Yeah, I mean, I always think I'm going to fail interviews. It's one of them weird things.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on and talk a little bit about the news from this weekend. It was a news-heavy week, so we have a little bit to go. So, first thing, on Monday, we got a first gameplay screenshot of Shenmue 3.
Ooh.
That was pretty... It actually looks a lot better than I expected. Because I don't know if you've been following Shenmue 3, but
yes,
it kind of looked a little rough so far, right?
That was my main concern. I did think that maybe it was going to stay like that. I'm glad it's...
Luckily, this first screenshot looked really good. I don't know if it's like... Final? Oh my god! I think one of my Mavlov robots just fell. I don't know if you heard.
Oh no! I heard some falling. I wonder what was going on in the background.
That's one of my Mavlov robots that just fell. But I'm gonna recover. Hopefully it didn't break. But anyway, so Shenmue 3 got the first description and it looks pretty good. So I was relieved when I saw it. Hopefully we'll hear. They have a year to go, so hopefully we'll get even better.
If they keep patching it to look better, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
First Koei Tecmo piece of news. That was still on Monday, I believe. And Koei Tecmo announced its solid financial results in a growing Japanese market for consoles, which is for the second year in a row the console market grew. And interesting, they said that catalog sales for Dynasty Warriors 9 and Attack on Titan 2 are performing well, like sales from the previous quarter. So that's interesting because they still selling those games that even if they are like a few months old by now. And they say that they are going to focus in global IP creation and development. Brought up Neo 2 that it was presented and whatnot. So yeah, that was pretty strong results for Koei Tecmo this quarter. So your job is safe for now.
I can still work. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to ask you anything about this because financials, I don't think it's your purview at the company, right?
No, it's not on my side, but it is a really exciting time at Koei right now. So it's really nice to hear these things going live.
I can't wait for to see what you guys are gonna. I'm still waiting for Ninja Gaiden, just so you know, right?
Everyone is now asking. Now DOA's been announced. It's all Ninja Gaiden now.
Yeah, but last year at Tokyo Game Show when they announced Warriors All Star.
Yes.
Do you remember that trailer that began with Ninja Gaiden? And everyone thought it was an announcement of a new Ninja Gaiden for a few seconds. I literally was sitting at the venue. It was 2 years ago, actually, not last year. Sorry. I was literally sitting at the venue with my laptop on my lap, and I was already writing new Ninja Gaiden announced. Sorry for the swear, but
it wasn't.
I like the idea of a Warriors All Star, but Ninja Gaiden is Ninja Gaiden, and it wasn't Ninja Gaiden.
So many people thought that. I had so many people asking me why we didn't reveal Ninja Gaiden, and I was like,
was that an intentional troll?
I actually had nothing to do with the trailer side of things, so I didn't get to know what the plan was behind that. But I thought it was a really funny way of doing it. For me, it was really cool that we did it.
It was a trollish way to.
I like a good troll once in a while.
Okay, so Sega announced Idola Phantasy Star Saga, so new Phantasy Star game for mobile.
Nice. The mobile market is getting bigger these days. But not for everyone.
It looks interesting. Looks like a traditional turn-based RPG, which is not very much Phantasy Star, by the way, but looks like a traditional gacha RPG on mobile. Looks good, very good character design too. So I'm interested actually, but I wish it was on console.
Yeah, I'm not a big mobile player. I prefer my console games.
Yeah, me too. I will play it because I'm a victim. But so. By the way, interesting thing, Koei Tecmo hasn't been bringing its mobile games to the West just yet. Yeah, why?
I don't know actually. So they're doing well in Japan. So maybe if it's something that people want, maybe it's something that Koei can look into in the future.
Yeah, let's hope so. So we've got the first gameplay of Valnir of Dragonstar by Compile Heart. Being a Compile Heart is full of waifus and fun service, of course, but it looks really good. It looks like a nice RPG played on like 3 levels. You can fly around. There with dragons. You fight mostly against dragons, and you can turn into dragons too. But so that's interesting. Then Metal Gear Solid 5, and I mean the Phantom Pain from years ago, got a new update. Lets you play quiet in FOBs. So that's new. That surprised many.
Yeah, there's an update for.
Yeah, what? It's been centuries since they released it, so no one was expecting it, and everyone was surprised.
That's crazy.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
Someone is still working at the game.
The devs are still there, just
inside Konami, somewhere in those offices. There is one guy toiling at Metal Gear Solid 5.
I hope for that one guy he's got a team with him. Otherwise, that could be a long journey.
Yeah, hopefully they won't fire him too. Then we got some new screenshot and detail about the new Kill La Kill game.
Ooh, that's exciting.
PS4 and PC. Do you like Kill La Kill?
I did like Kill La Kill. It's pretty fun.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just a really fun anime. I think the plot, the musical came together to make really epic kind of action, fan servicey anime. I liked it. I can't wait.
It was really nice, and this game is interesting because like it's a fighting game, but you can move in all directions, and kind of like the My Hero Academia game that Bandai Namco is bringing out. But it seems to be based a lot more on timing and on reading your opponent more than on actually like doing combos and stuff. So that's interesting. The gameplay got like how they describe the gameplay. They haven't shown it yet. That kind of got me interested. We'll see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more of that one.
Huh?
I can't wait to see more of that one.
Yeah,
I hope they show
it'll
some
come
more
out
soon.
in 2019, so there's a while to go.
No.
It's by the same team that has done Little Witch Academia. So which is a completely different kind of game too. So it's interesting.
Be cool to see that.
Yeah, and then there is going to be a game for PS4 of Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs. That it's having an anime now. It's a fan service anime, but it's a lot of fan service, but it's kinda like deeper than that. There is a lot of romance and stuff. It reminds me a lot of Ranma. Are you old enough to have seen Ranma?
I've not seen Ranma. Is that showing my age?
Oh my god. That's one. If you want to see a really good vintage anime, Ranma is great. It's a tons of episodes, but because you know that at that time it was like 50s per season, and there were multiple seasons. That one is really an anime that every weeb should watch.
I will get that on my list.
Okay.
I will not let you down.
Yeah, good guy. Then Arc System Works revealed this new Daedalus: The Awakening of Golden Jazz for PS4, Switch, and PC, and it's like an investigative game. Think about Ace Attorney, but more serious.
Okay, sure.
It's like the prequel of Tantei Jinguji Saburo, which is Jake Hunter Detective Story. I don't know if you ever heard about it. It's a 3DS series. It's a DS series, and
okay.
And this is his grandfather. It's like really gruff old man, set in New York, by the way. We'll see.
Okay,
it's interesting. Then we go back into Koei Tecmo news. We got some new screenshots of the trilogy Atelier the Alchemist of Ireland 1, 2, 3 DX, which is the Alchemist Atelier Rona, Atelier Totori, and Atelier Meru, remade for PS4 and Switch. That has been announced like recently in Japan. And basically they are going to have like the PSP, the PS Vita version ported for the newer consoles. And you guys haven't announced that one for the West yet, right?
So at the moment there are no plans just yet.
But someone on Twitter, you're not the Twitter guy.
I'm not the Twitter guy.
But someone on Twitter say to stay tuned for news.
Whoa!
So stay tuned.
Definitely stay tuned for news.
See, yeah, that's something that my prediction. I'm not asking you to confirm or not. My prediction is either gonna be announced at Gamescom or at Tokyo Game Show. But we'll see. You guys announced things at both shows, so we'll see. I'm definitely staying tuned for news because I actually missed this trilogy.
Oh, really?
I didn't play any of those because it wasn't a very busy time of my life. So I actually and Atelier games take a long time to play.
They do.
They're really very long.
They have very long JRPGs with a lot of content.
So I'm actually looking forward to play it again on either PS4 or Switch. I always am a little bit like undecided between the two. I'll see what like, and of course, if it comes to the West, it may come to PC as well. I don't know because you guys like to add platforms. It's good. I like that actually. So we got a new trailer for Yakuza Kiwami 2.
Ooh.
Showing one of my favorite female characters ever. Probably my first video game love. Went back and it was Yakuza 2. This Kaoru Sayama. She talks in Kansai Ben, so I have a weak spot for Kansai.
Okay.
And the game is. Have you played the Yakuza series yet?
I've only played the first one at the moment, Yakuza Kiwami. No, Yakuza 0 I played.
How was it? Do you like it?
I enjoyed it. It was very unique. I wasn't sure what I was getting myself into.
You should go on with Yakuza Kiwami and Kiwami 2 then.
They're on my PS4 ready to go.
Kiwami is great, but Kiwami 2, I played it in Japanese.
Okay.
Yakuza 2 was actually the best Yakuza for me. Yakuza Kiwami 2, of course, is the remake of Kiwami. Because the first Kiwami is a little bit of a step back from Yakuza 0. So, of course, Yakuza 0 was done after the first Yakuza.
Of course,
and Kiwami is the remake of the first Yakuza, and they added some things, but not much. So it's a little bit smaller as a game. Kiwami 2 is like it's like comparable to Yakuza 0 in content, and the story is fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to it. But you should play Kiwami before you get into Kiwami 2.
I need to catch up. I'm a few Yakuzas behind.
By the way, there is one thing. Yakuza is one of the games that has only Japanese language and subtitles. That's one thing that you guys have adopted lately for some games, only Japanese language and subtitles, right? What do you think about that? Like your personal opinion. I'm not asking you about any official thing, of course.
For me as a fan of games, I'm actually perfectly fine with that. I always go for the Japanese dub, naturally. Mm-hmm. As a weeb, you have to go for the Japanese dub.
Of course.
Yeah, I've always preferred that kind of Japanese approach to the games. So for me, it's not a problem at all, really, when developers are moving
Do you
away
think
from.
it like cuts out some part of the audience, or you think people don't really care? The people that actually play these kind of games, do you think they care much about the English dub?
I don't know, I think for a lot of the games, I imagine Yakuza, for example, I think a lot of the fans are probably quite happy with Japanese as is. I kind of think like it adds to the realism a little bit more.
As long as we have it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather have the game in Japanese than have no option to have it at all.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Okay, let's move on. There is 2 Taiko Drum Master games coming for PS4 and Switch. They're kind of mostly the same game, but they added and they switch around some stuff to like focus them on any specific platform. So the PS4 is getting Taiko no Tatsujin Drum Session. I'm actually surprised because they didn't call it Taiko Drum Master for the West. Call it Taiko no Tatsujin, which is a little bit more obscure.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you guys do AOT. Oh.
Yeah, there's always changes to titles have to be made.
Yeah, licensing, right?
Licensing, yeah. There's a lot of parties involved.
I bet you hate that because it's probably harder to market AOT than Attack on Titan, right?
Thankfully for that game, it is actually quite nice because it's abbreviated to AOT. So it was very nice for us actually because people just knew straight away.
Gotcha. And then the Switch is getting Taiko no Tatsujin Drum and Fun. Is I guess more of a yautish, more like jokish like title, but they are gonna have a little bit of a different flair, but not much. And they're coming in on November 2nd in North America and November 8th in Europe. And the Taiko series is fun, so I'm actually happy about that. It's good for parties, right?
I can't wait to try it. With all my friends, it'd be great to see that.
Have you ever gone to a Japanese arcade and seen the people that like love that?
I've only watched people play it. I really want to play it myself when I next go.
Gotcha. Yeah, me too, actually. I played it a little bit, but I've seen people doing some really, really good stuff with that. Like some really, like, old, like, written game in Japan. You go to an arcade and see people that are, like, superhuman.
It puts me to shame in seconds. Like, it really does.
They're like, they move so fast, and you're like, what the hell?
My limbs don't even move that fast.
Yeah, exactly. Then we got a trailer for Hard Defense Force 5 coming to the West. The trailer was published by Sony, and I think it was actually a leak. It's still up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the website is not up. No press release was sent to anyone, so they just dropped this trailer only on Sony's channel and not in the Spike Chunsoft's channel. So I was surprised, but so we have no information. They don't say when it's coming, just coming soon. So yeah, it's there. It's coming for PS4. I don't know if they're gonna add another platform or not because of course it was Sony's channel, so you only say it's PS4. That doesn't really mean anything because Sony removes all the other platforms if there is any other platform.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, then we are getting in a reveal for Peach Bowl Senran Kagura for Switch on the 2nd of August.
Ooh.
There's going to be this Senran Kagura live stream with Kenichiro Takaki, the producer.
Okay.
We don't know if there is going to be more news about other things. And there is also a PS4 game that's coming, but it's not mentioned.
Oh.
So we'll see. Do you like the Senran Kagura series?
I've only played them a little bit. They're not fully for me, them games, but
it's kind of Musou-like.
I've played a few of them and I did enjoy them. I feel like I prefer the Warriors over the kind of their Musou style.
Why? I wonder why.
I'm a fanboy through and through.
Okay, then we got more gameplay for Code Vein.
Oh, nice.
Recently delayed. Are you interested in that one?
It looks really cool. I like the look of that game.
Yeah, it really looks like really refined looks-wise. And that's another one that's going to be Souls-like, but also with a story, so it's going to push me through, hopefully.
Yeah.
And Atlas teased the new Etrian Odyssey game.
Ooh.
And we don't know what platform it's going to be, which probably Switch, I'm guessing. But
I really hope they move it to Switch. Fingers crossed.
It's not going to be 3DS for sure, because they say clearly that Etrian Odyssey X was going to be the last for the 3DS, so either it's going to be Switch or maybe they may move it to multi-platform. I'm pretty sure it's going to come to Switch at least for sure, but we'll see. There is no info. So this is a Koei Tecmo news, but nothing that is part of your job. Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation finally lets you unlock Tamaki without spending real money. Because the new character that will not be in Dead or Alive 6.
She will not. No, she will not be in.
Because the producer, actually, we interviewed the director, and he told us that the new characters that they're introducing are not fighters, so they won't be in Dead or Alive Extreme. They're still created by Team Ninja, but they're not fighters. So unless they go through rigorous training, but that was a joke, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
But yeah, if you guys want Tamaki, at last you can get her this week without spending real money, because DMM is a little bit like, stingy with this kind of stuff. She was released like 2 weeks ago, 2 to 4 months ago, and people weren't able to get her without spending money, so people were a little bit angry about that. But yeah, anyway, it's the franchise that is not part of your purview, unfortunately.
Yeah, we only have the main Dead or Alive series.
I always tell you that you guys should publish Extreme anyway, but we're not going to get into that debate.
Avid supporter.
Huh?
You're an avid supporter for the series.
Yeah, in any case, it's not your decision, so.
Not for me, sadly.
Yep. So let's go on. We got some new gameplay this morning for Jump Force. Are you interested in that one?
Yes, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, you're a big Jump fan, right?
Oh, yeah.
Those franchises. So we got the first gameplay with Rukia Ichigo and Sosuke Aizen from Bleach.
Oh, yeah.
And those were really cool. There was a really brief moment in which you could see Rukia's Bankai. That was really cool.
Oh, whenever I can get my hands on that game, I'm going to be like fanboying out for so long.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be at Gamescom. So you're going to go back your colleagues at Bandai Namco to let you play this one and My Hero Academia. I bet.
I might have to escape the Koei booth for like 5 minutes to go play the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I play those. I really want to check them out. Actually, this one is not developed by Bandai Namco internally. It's developed by Spike Chunsoft, which is interesting. They're doing a lot of like external work lately.
It's doing really well for them though.
They haven't hired Koei Tecmo just yet.
They haven't.
Koei Tecmo is working for Square Enix, working for Nintendo, is working for Sony. Just need Bandai Namco still.
We did do the One Piece Warriors with Bandai.
Right.
We did. Yeah, we did.
So you did work for them.
We did. It's weird, actually. I worked on that game when I was on the agency side, so I've kind of worked on a One Piece game, even though I don't work for Bandai. So.
Yeah, that's funny, because Koei Tecmo is like kind of the mercenary of game development in Japan. Work for everyone.
We're spreading the love. The Koei love has been spread.
Definitely. It's probably like that team is one of the, like, Omega Force is one of the most versatile teams in terms of working for other and Team Ninja as well, for other companies that there is in the Japanese industry. It's a very different approach for a Japanese company, work so much with other companies. But in Japan there is a lot of collaborations between publishers. I've noticed much more than in the West.
I think it's always nice to see collaboration, just to kind of see like new ideas come where maybe they wouldn't be able to perhaps happen.
Absolutely,
people don't want to share their ideas.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing about Koei Tecmo that I really like. And I'm going to ask you another thing after we finish the news, because I actually want to ask you to talk about a certain person that you know pretty much better than me. That is awesome. But after the news, very quickly after news, we got more gameplay of Resident Evil 2. It was the same demo that was the 83. Are you interested in this one? You like survival horrors?
I've always loved Resident Evil, so I'm in for this one. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It looks
very sharp.
Actually, it looked like a lot better how it looks than Resident Evil 7. Because Resident Evil 7 felt a lot more like a Western game to me.
I get what you mean by the different styles. Actually,
this one feels a lot more like classic Resident Evil, so I'm really in for this one.
Love me some classic Resi.
Yep. And then we got the first gameplay for Digimon Survive, which is a new Digimon game. Are you interested in Digimon?
I've not really been a fan of Digimon, actually. You'd be surprised. I've never
I'm
watched
not a fan
Digimon.
of Digimon as well because I'm not a fan of Pokemon. Pokemon is Digimon's same thing. So
I love Pokemon.
this one actually looks pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Pokemon?
I am. As
You're
a
a
kid, I had to
Pokemon
decide. I'm a Pokemon guy. I'm one of
Stay
them.
away from me.
I know. I'll just mute my mic now.
So this one actually looks pretty good, though. Like I like the art style, and it looks interesting, definitely. And so the gameplay is on the site. So you guys want to see it? Go check it out. Then we got tomorrow, and there's going to be today when this podcast comes out. Sony is going to reveal the new Arc the Lad RPG for mobile.
Mobile RPG.
Do you remember the Arc the Lad series, or are you too young?
I think I'm too young. I think I'm too young as
It's
well.
a very classic RPG series when Sony still were doing JRPGs, which is
Okay.
a period that I'm really missing, by the way, because lately they haven't done many RPGs. For me,
No.
Horizon Zero Dawn is the only JRPG we got for Sony in the past decade, because it feels a lot like a JRPG in many ways.
Brilliant game Horizon was.
Absolutely. But it feels that there are some Japanese inspiration, I think. Anyway, we know that this new Arc the Lad RPG is going to be set a few years after the great disaster that happens in Arc the Lad 2. So this means that it's possibly that it's on the same timeline as Arc the Lad 3. And they show some artwork that showcase some really classic locations from the old games. So it's the same world, same locations. It's probably going to be a kind of core Arc the Lad RPG. I'm going to be curious to see how they conjugate that with mobile and probably free to play. But tomorrow and today, when you listen to this podcast, it's probably either be about to be unveiled or it's going to be already unveiled. So I can't look in the future, but I'm excited to see it, even if it's mobile. Today, which is yesterday for you guys listening, there was Wonderfest in Japan. And we saw so many figures coming out. There was some figures from Valkyria Chronicles 4, pretty much all about the villainess, because for some reason Valkyria Chronicles fans always latch to the villainess. For some reason, I'm not going to comment why, but it has to do with physical proportion. No, they're actually really cool. There was a lot of Persona 5 figures, a ton of them. A ton of them. There was also the first figures for the dancing game. Are you interested in the dancing games?
I can't wait for that. I can't wait to
there
play
was a couple of figures for Persona 5 dancing in Starlight. So I'm actually pretty curious about those because I'm not much into the dancing games, but those I actually enjoyed a lot Persona 4 dancing. So even if I'm very bad at them, still I'm curious to see how it turns out. How they turn out. They're already out in Japan, so I'm probably going to try them sooner or later.
Definitely.
There was a they showcased. I don't know if you've seen the article from this morning. If you didn't go look at it, there was a figure. A Tai Takemi figure.
Okay.
And she looks so good. I don't know about you, but Tai Takemi is my waifu in Persona 5. Besides Makoto. So who's your waifu in Persona 5?
Oh, this is so hard. I always upset someone, but I love Anne. Anne is my waifu. Anne is my waifu.
Anne is great too. But anyway, if you're a fan of Anne, there is a figure of Anne, the Persona 5 dancing version of Anne. That's the only one that they presented, but she looks really good. I actually like that costume she has in Persona 5 dancing, and that was really nice.
I'm going to pre-order that. So
there was some Sarakagura, PHP Splash figures, a Nier figure, a ton of Fate Grand Order figures. That's normal because it's so popular. So I'm really not surprised about that. But it was literally a metric. I probably spent 2 hours this morning sifting through pictures of Fate Grand Order figures. And I don't even play it.
I need to play it myself. I've never played it.
I'm not an expert, so I actually had to Google all the names. Because, of course, they were in Japanese, and you know how it is with Japanese names, right? Because
of course.
A little difficult to transliterate, especially like historical figures. So when you get someone that's called like Elena Blavatsky, and you're like, and you read it in Japanese, and it's Irina Baratuvaski, and you have to go look for it. So yeah, that was
real.
interesting. I actually got my education on Fate Grand Order this morning via figures from Wonderfest. It was a Tales of Vesperia figure. It was really nice, showing Yuri and Rapide.
Oh yeah.
And then some God Eater figures, a figure from Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Oh, I like Xenoblade. I have played Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
But the figure is peculiar because it's not the characters of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's Cosmos Free, like the blade from the Xeno series, and like that's interesting that they actually decided to make a figure out of that instead of making a figure from Xeno Saga. I mean, she's not the Xeno Saga version; she's the Xenoblade 2 version. So that's really interesting that I did that. Let's see. There was some Pokemon figures as well. That's more. There is a really cool actually figure with Mew and Mewtwo fighting each other.
Yeah, that one looks actually amazing. It reminds me of my childhood so much.
And then there is one with Ethan and his Pokemon that I don't remember what the name was. It's like the Procopian Pokemon.
Oh, Cyndaquil.
Yeah. And then there is a Lyra with Chikorita. And red with of course Pikachu. I
need the red and Pikachu one. That needs to be.
That actually looks pretty good made, and they're made by Kotobukiya, so the quality is pretty high normally. And was like an Inkling Girl by Splatoon 2. I don't know if you like Splatoon.
I do like Splatoon. It's one of them games that took me a while to get into, but when I did, I've loved it to pieces since.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I actually kind of like its gameplay, but I don't like its like art style.
Okay.
Characters and all. But I played a little bit. It's like kind of a guilty pleasure sometimes because it's an easier kind of shooter, so I don't die as much as in other shooters, I guess. Because I suck at shooters too. Like fighting against the shooters are my bane.
Oh, I'm dreadful. I'm dreadful at shooters.
So yeah, and then let's go into the last piece of news. Was from this morning some new Warriors Orochi 4 gameplay.
Warriors Orochi, yeah.
And it was the first debut of Athena, which is the second new card. Is there going to be 5 new cards, right?
There are 5 in total, yeah. So 165
but we don't know which the other 3 are.
We don't. They're all secret for now.
Do you know?
That would be telling, wouldn't it? That would be telling.
I'm asking if you to tell me which they are, but do you know?
I do know what characters are going to be coming. I do.
Well, I'm guessing it's going to be either 3 more like Olympians and stuff. But we'll see. They're probably going to be announced in the next few months, even because it's going to come on October 16 in North America and October 19 in Europe. So they're going to I have to announce them sooner or later.
We are very close to launch. Yeah, we're getting very close to launch now.
Koei Tecmo is doing something new lately. I mean, they're being very fast with releases. They're just announcing and releasing. And they're not delaying the games as much.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, we've not had I don't think since I've started we've had any delays, actually. It
wasn't much the Western part. The Japanese part, there's been a period, like until last year, I believe, in which every single game they announced got delayed, right?
Yeah, that was before my time, but yeah, there was quite a few delays at one point.
Every single one. It was not a few. It was every single one. That was funny. Probably now recently, I think they got to announce the game just later.
Yeah, I think the teams have found like the right point now to announce the game, like at a time where we're all very comfortable.
6 months before, instead of announcing like a year or so before, and then you guys announced the Western release like really soon after after the Japanese release, and they actually come really soon after the Japanese release too. So you guys have found a sweet spot for localization as well.
And it was nice as well because for Dynasty Warriors 9 we also had we synced our launches up as well, so we had fresh releases on the same day. Yeah, it was nice to be able to do that. It was a really nice experience.
Voice acting to it too.
Pardon, what was that? Sorry, I didn't hear the line. The line cut off for me.
Yeah, so who is doing the voice acting? The European office or the Japanese office directly?
So all development is on their side. So
they do everything. They do the voice acting even for the West and stuff. So you guys are just marketing, right?
I think if I'm right, so yeah, we do the marketing, PR, sales on our end. I believe that the voice acting for English dubs might be handled on the American office.
The American office, okay.
But yeah, for us, it's purely just PR, marketing, social, and that kind of side of things.
So you don't get to go see voice acting and stuff.
We don't. I'd love to. You know me. I'd fanboy out in the corner watching that.
So here is my last question for you.
Okay.
Talk to me a little bit about the boss.
The boss? What boss? Are we talking the president of Japan, or are we talking my boss in
the president of Japan, of course. What do you think I'm talking about?
Mr. and Mrs. Arakawa? Koinuma-san. Koinuma-san. They're all lovely. I'm not going to lie.
Koinuma-san strikes me as a big gamer.
He is. I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you the first time
I met him? You told me, but I wanted to talk a little bit about him to our readers. Of course, what you can share without sharing too much personal stuff about him.
Sure, of course. So, I met Koinuma for the first time when we was working on AOT2, which he was with Suzuki-san. Very, very exciting to be working on. I fanboyed out. I was very awkward around him because, I've always wanted to meet Koinuma-san, so it was really cool. But, I got to spend a lot of time with him throughout the events. He's really down to earth. It's weird when you kind of hear about producers. You always think they're like these higher up people that you never get to talk to. They're different and special. But they're just like us. They love games. Me and Koinuma had like a little bonding session about anime and games. Mm-hmm. And he loves Mario. Mario is one of his like favorite games of all time.
Yeah, I bet he wants to do a Mario Warrior sometimes.
He joked about it to me, and in my head I was like, you could be being serious. I'm not sure if this is something you're looking at doing.
Yeah, he always tells me that he wants to do a Star Wars Warriors.
I egged him on for that one. I was like, you need to do this, because I would love to work.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't think Electronic Arts is letting go of that franchise anytime soon. Well, you guys can work for Electronic Arts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We have to jump over.
Anyway, yeah, so he's a big gamer, right? He plays his game a lot, and he likes to go in cosplay to events.
He does, and also on like the development side, he's really hands on. He likes to make sure that everything is right. He doesn't like things being left or like He just likes being really hands on to make sure everything's perfect.
Well, yeah, especially since in Japan the producer role is a little different than the West, right?
Yeah.
Like in the West, the producer is more like a liaison between development and executives, right?
Yeah, that's kind of how it is.
In Japan, producer is kind of more like a director almost.
They're almost like the god of the game. They're the ones that do everything.
Normally, producers in Japan are much more hands-on on development than they are in Japan. And I heard that Koinuma-san is even more than usual.
And it's for the best. I mean, you can really see how productive the teams are when he's helping out in all areas. And it's good he has that experience from his career in all these areas to help out with everyone.
Oh yeah, definitely. I really like him. Honestly, he's one of the people that I like to interview the most because it shows that he cares, and I interview him a lot. Sometimes last year I think I interviewed him like 30 times. At this point, I think it is like sick of me.
No, he loves you guys, and he's really excited to be doing AOT2 last year. I think we got you in every single time last year to come have a chat with him and catch up.
Definitely, I really like to chat with him because it shows that he's a gamer. Like, I mean, how can you not like a guy that comes dressed like a scout from Attack on Titan?
That was so cool.
Like an executive, you expect the Japanese executive to come in, suit, tie, and whatnot, and he comes with his Attack on Titan attire, and I'm like, really? This guy is awesome.
My jaw dropped. The first time I met him, we went to the hotel to have like a briefing meeting, and I was so nervous to meet him because obviously he's the boss. I was like, I don't want to upset him.
Yeah.
And I came there fully dressed up, and he just comes in a scout costume and does a salute to me. And I was like, oh my god, I love this guy.
He did the salute with the fist.
I was like, this is amazing.
He really did the salute with the fist on his heart?
Yeah, we did everything, salute and all. And then it was like all serious afterwards, and I was like, "That's so cool."
This is fantastic. But the first time, and one of the first time I saw it, it was for the first Attack on Titan. Like it was doing the marketing for that one, and it was in that costume, speaking with the higher up at Sony and Ko-san from Koei Tecmo. They were all in suits, and he was the only one wearing like. It was a Tokyo Game Show wearing that costume, and I was like, "This guy is my hero." I
love it. He's so passionate. It really shows in everything he does. It's really cool.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I can't wait to see what is he working on now. Do we know?
So at the moment, he's obviously kind of supporting all the other games at the moment, but there are things.
He doesn't have a announced game of his own, right?
Yeah, there's nothing announced just yet.
You say just yet. Oh my god.
Just yeah.
Okay, this guy is into full tasing mode right now. Well, I'm guessing, but this is just my personal speculation that we may hear of Attack on Titan 3 soon. Because
I would love it if we did.
The anime is around. So,
The anime is here in full swing. It's so cool. It's so cool.
If you guys want to catch a train, maybe a talking game show. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not asking him because he wouldn't tell me. And then he would ask me to cut the part of the podcast. And I don't want to waste time cutting.
You know me so well.
Yeah, but my speculation is that might be the just yet. But we'll see. In any case, this is it for today. So thank you very, 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 very much, Nate. It was great. And I think my readers are going to really enjoy this conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so this was Nita Mills from Koei Tecmo, and I was Giuseppe Nelva from DualShockers. And again, as usual, if you have any feedback about the podcast, please leave the comment. Tell us what you want to hear about, what themes do you want for the next episodes. If you want Nate back.
Yay! I will return.
And leave a thumbs up on YouTube if you can. And thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being fantastic readers. And as usual, thank you for everything. And I'm done. I'm done thanking.
Thank you guys for having me as well. It's been a pleasure being on the podcast. It's been really fun. That was
great. And again, thank you, Nathan. And we're done. Bye-bye.
Bye.